The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Welcome to the show. It is Tuesday, live from the SWBC Mortgage Living Room in Frisco, Texas. Thank you to Wingstop for letting us have a sponsor for this show and giving us good food from time to time. We really appreciate it.
Just giving up on hanging that up, haven't you?
Well, they put tape on it to put it on the RV, and it weighted it down. So I need to peel this tape off, and that's at the bottom of my to-do list. I have a newborn running around the house, so I'll get to that when I get to it. So,
All right.
Nate got his tie-dye on today. It's not Friday.
Good.
Looking good.
You know, this is a shirt of color, of uplifting, of just being psyched and pumped. Let me tell you something, Jess. Let me tell you something, bro. I know your arms. I know your arms is big, and I know you worked out, and I know you've been lifting that old thick girl from the trailer. Let me tell you something, bruh. I asked Kurt, send us some stats, and the first thing Jesse can come out of Jesse's mouth is, "Oh, Nate's not too happy about those stats." No, I'm good, Jesse. I went and put on my tie-dye shirt as the beard called it. Thank you. I'm through talking for the rest of the show.
Jesse's representing New Jersey today. By the way, people, go vote. Today is election day. Go vote. If you don't vote, do not gripe about what happens. Go. You have a voice. Use it. Get out. Go to the polls if you haven't already, and do your duty as a citizen of these United States and go vote.
Yes.
You was born with that right. You was born with that right.
That's right. So go use it. All right. Now, man, this is going to be like this the next 8 weeks. Like, just where do we want to go? Trade deadline today. Let's start there. Trade deadline. What do you do if you're the Cowboys? Huh?
What happened to Jesse?
I'm right here.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm like, I didn't want to see your fingers, dog.
What are we doing at the trade deadline? We get rid of some guys. We going to sign some guys.
Oh, no. We set the pace in the locker room. Did you send that app to Ontario Poe that you sent to us earlier? The Dunkin' Donut app. The Dunkin' Donut app.
Oh, you talking about getting your donut order for Friday? No, I don't have his number.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they make any more deals, Nate?
Don't need to, bro. It's about now. It's about saving your money going into a black year of cap. You don't know. You're in a bad division. You had enough players on your team. You don't have to go out and try to make a big change this year. So you're in a division that has won 6 games amongst themselves. So you all right. Whether you finish first or second in this division, it don't matter. So you don't have to make no moves. Just stay pat. Get your players better within your system. But when you leave up out of here, one thing you want to know as a coach, and Jess, throw in on this, please. One thing I want to know as a coach is, how does my scheme and system fit my players? And who are my players? And at the end of this year, when Mr. Jones come to them, the first thing Coach McCarthy is I'm saying, I know who the players are, I know who the players are not. I know how our scheme works, and I know what don't work. Let's go, Coach. Now we can draft within our scheme and adjust our scheme to these great players that we're finna draft. That's how I would be looking at it. For real.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest thing is to keep all the assets as far as, draft picks, those type of assets, keep as many of those as you possibly can. Make some guys available. Have the guys that you feel like, you know what, these are my guys that I'm going to go with going forward, or I'm going to try to make a deal with these guys in the offseason. But to give up assets for, unless you're getting a guy that you can have stay around for a year or two, the difference between, being at the trade deadline and being where we're at and being where a contender is at. And see, when you're a contender, you can go and you can kind of, mortgage a little bit and say, this is a piece that we may need to carry us over. Well, when you're where the Cowboys are at right now, you need long-term pieces. You can't afford to have any more rental pieces. This thing is not rental ready. Like, you need somewhere to someone's going to be able to put down some roots and really grow in this organization. You're not built right now for rental pieces to get you over the top. You're not going to go nowhere deep in the playoffs. You don't have your starting quarterback. You see what life is like with Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci, or Ben DiNucci and Andy Dalton, depending on who's playing and when they're playing. So that tells you right there, without quarterback play and not having someone under center that's superior to maybe the guy that you're playing, and you don't have a defense good enough to carry you or to get you over the hump or to maintain you. At this point in time, it's all about next year. Everything that we're doing forward here is about next year. Getting guys some reps, getting guys some experience, seeing who you're going to keep on this team, who fits, who doesn't fit. I told you guys last week, the 9-game audition started against the Eagles. It continues this week against the 7-0 football team and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're not trading anybody. We're not trading for anybody, but we should be looking to maybe release some more pieces to the league and to gain back some more draft picks.
That's my question. I mean, I'd still be in seller mode. I'm not going to bring anybody new on, but I mean, like Alden Smith, I know Jerry Jones said earlier today they had no interest in trading him, but if you don't think you can sign him next year, why not get some pieces, some draft picks for him or something? Or a guy like Jordan Lewis, if you don't think he's part of your future now, I mean, why wouldn't you try to get some assets back for him when, instead of just flat out losing him next year, get some a draft pick or something?
The hottest time, I think, is when this season over with and everybody go into their off season and they really have a chance to get into their off season and see what's there. And then you're going to have that period where you can get rid of guys or bring in guys. Right now, Coach McCarthy, by him not having a chance to really put his hands on these players before the season, now he's starting to see who his players is and how the scheme going to really fit them. Just think how disjointed our defense has been, besides the bad playing up front. Exclude that. Just think how bad our secondary has been. Just think how bad our linebackers has been. And is it all the system? No. Is it all the players? I don't think so either. But it's that fine line. And now Coach McCarthy is going to use the rest of this season, as Jess has pointed out, to find out who those guys are. I listened to Mr. Stephen Jones yesterday on your flagship station. And that's just where he's at. That's just where he's at. He admitted we're going to take some criticism from the fans, the media, but we got to find out where we're at. And now they're trying to find out what the pieces they have. Can they really finish this season strong or finish it competitive? And then all of a sudden, whatever the draft pick is from a 6 on up, you handle your business. These draft picks over the next 2.5 years, 3 years, are going to be so crucial because you cannot, I repeat, you cannot fail. Because if you do, you will become Cleveland. You will become Detroit. No. Right now, this machine and its marketability has been great, tremendous. The fans nationwide has been tremendous. A lot of people promised a lot of things this year. A lot of guys were hyped that aren't even here right now, or that are injured. this Cowboy team that was hyped to be in the playoffs and possibly have a great chance of getting to the second round, now we talking about, and I'm listening to all the stations, now we talking about, hey, if we can just finish the season 5 in this, we'll have a top 10 pick. Come on, bro. Look at where people were and where it ain't no hope. It ain't no hope. And if there's no hope, ain't nobody touching you.
But do you think, I think Jesse, he might have said yesterday that why would, Alden Smith's a guy that might not be coming back. I mean, he might be able to get more money elsewhere. But that's one guy I see is here's an asset you have that you don't know if it's going to be your future, that you could get some draft picks for. And, there's some people that are wondering, is he going to hit a wall because he hasn't played in, 5 years or whatever. I mean, and already his percentage snap counts are down than what they were at the beginning of the year. So, I don't know. I guess maybe in some ways I want to see him be a little bit more aggressive in trying to sell off and get some more assets for later, for the future. But
I think there are certain positions where you're looking for depth. One of the reasons why you don't trade off a guy like Jordan Lewis, it's hard to find above average cornerbacks. I'm not talking about the elite one. I'm talking about the one that you can have on your team and have some depth, who can play some nickels, to play some slot corner, can play some outside corner. So even like those kind of guys, if you can work out some sort of deal that isn't, over the top, you want to be able to keep that depth. Same thing when you're talking about pass rush. If this team is going to continue to be a 3-4 team, you're going to need guys like Alden Smith on your team, Randy Gregory on your team, Tank Lawrence on your team. You want to have a wealth of those guys on your team heading into the offseason, so as you can sit here and say, okay, here's what we have definitively. So that before we get into the draft, we can mark that this is a situation where, check, we don't need pass rushers because we have 3. But if you start getting rid of guys, you don't know what you're going to get back at this point in time of the season. Now, at the end of the year, things may change. You may be able to release a guy, or a guy may go somewhere else, and you can kind of, go through that situation. But I think the Cowboys like their chances on trying to sign a guy like Alden Smith. I mean, you don't come all the way back and then a team welcome you back, especially if the coach who brought you in is still on this coaching staff. Sometimes that may work in your favor of going somewhere and trying to, work that deal out with the Cowboys. And I think the Cowboys always feel like they have a chance. They always are in the running to sign someone because people want to be a part of the Cowboys, whether they're 2-6 or 2-7 or 7-2. They feel like, when we sit down and talk to these players, that they'll want to sign and stay here because of the mystique of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, is that always true? No. But you want to try to keep as much depth and offensive linemen and things like that to be able to have that in the bank when it comes time to start the off season.
So Kurt,
man.
Kurt, you selling right now?
What's that?
It sounds like you're selling right now.
Well, I would definitely be listening to offers. I mean, if I think Seattle had some interest in Alden Smith, and I mean, I agree with Jesse that you got to have depth, but if you're not certain this guy's gonna want to resign, and 2, have the durability to stand up for another 2 or 3 years when he hadn't been in the league for 5, I wouldn't hang up the phone. That's for sure.
Well, I'm not talking about just Alden Smith.
I tell you here, man, Kurt is where most fans are, fellas. You can't. We have been selling. Just think now, and I hate to use guys' names, but we have been selling Tyrone Crawford and those like Jordan Lewis. We've been selling it that these guys are eventually going to get to the next level, or eventually help you get to the next level. You can't continue to sell average players or just above average players as these are guys that's going to take you there. We was talking about Awuzie. Oh, my God, it's going to be Awuzie have yet to show that he's not just an average player. So if you're going to go into next year with the same thing, and I know we all know about depth, but And this is a crazy year, but what depth do we have now? And what is playing now? It's going to be the young guys. You know, I'm with you, Kurt. I mean, as much as I like Alden Smith, bruh, let's go. I mean, let's go. I mean, we once again, here we go. Here's Alden Smith. Tell me right now, from each one of you guys, what pick do you think you can get from him? A second? A third? What can you get? Because if it's below a fourth, now we talking about depth anyway. If it's below a fourth. So tell me, what are you getting for this guy, Alden Smith? I'm waiting.
Couldn't tell you.
I mean, if someone gave you a fifth, that would be almost stealing for Alden Smith.
See,
Griffin got a sixth, so you wouldn't think Alden Smith would get much more.
So a condition of fourth, and I'm not saying that he won't be valuable within this scheme, and he can't run off 16 or 17 sacks next year, but from a fan's point of view, you know, and a lot of fans are smarter than we think, and some of them ain't as smart as we think. But what are you selling to the fans next year? But what if you see in a guy like Alden Smith, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, what if you see in a guy like Alden Smith where you're seeing that, you know what, this guy has been off for 5 years, give him a chance to get a year under his belt, get his legs back underneath him, get in an off-season with us, and this guy can really turn the corner and be a productive player for us in the future. I mean, maybe there's some coaches that are seeing that with them day in and day out. And again, it's hard when you're a pass rusher and you don't have help in other places. When the quarterbacks and running backs just go off and do whatever they want against your defense, then it never sets up for you to be successful. The great pass rushers, yes, they're great at getting past the first line defender, but every now and again you need that interior defensive lineman to eat up those double teams, so that every now and again you get that one-on-one, or you need that back end to be able to hold those receivers a second or two longer, so that you're able to ride that hump and get to the quarterback. This team hasn't really given either for guys who are pass rushers. So I think if there is potential left in Alden Smith, this is a guy that you may want to keep around and say, you know what, another offseason. I said this before he came in here, I thought he was too heavy. I thought he was way too heavy. You don't play your whole career at a certain weight, then take 5 years off and come back heavier than the time that's 5 years younger than you was before. I think that has something to do with his productivity falling off a little bit, and maybe he's dealing with some injuries. But get into the offseason, drop some of that weight. You're getting older. Your body's getting more wear and tear on it. Drop some of that weight. Come back down to more of a slim and trim Alden Smith, where now you're quicker and your body can kind of hold up a little bit more because you're not carrying that extra luggage. And then see what this kid is. You know, maybe you give him a 2-year deal, 3-year deal, something like that. Put a little cash in his pocket, give him a little guaranteed money, have one of them contracts where you can move numbers up and down and go from there. I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. It's a value for what Coach Tom Sula may be seeing. I agree 100%. But if we thinking right about now, we need 4th-round picks and better. And if a guy ain't giving you a 4, because in this draft, this is going to be a funny draft. You can't buck up, I'm going to give you a 2, a 3, and a 6. Now, people going to want all your draft picks this year. For these top 5 players that's coming out this year, teams be like, nah, we want everything you got. And throwing them a couple of 4ths ain't going to work. Throwing them a couple of 5ths ain't going to work. Nah, even New England want all you got this year.
All right, fellas, let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll talk some more football. Kurt has some interesting stats on Nate's guy Zeke, but it doesn't really matter because that's the only option you got. That's what he ended all of his stats with. So maybe we'll get back into that. Maybe we'll get into some other stuff when we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again for Tailgating with the OtterBox Boys.
OtterBox, the company that builds wildly overprotective phone cases?
The one and only. But cases are just the start. OtterBox is the official outfitter of tailgating.
If they can keep my phone safe, what can they do for my parking lot party?
How about protecting your beverages from suboptimal drinking temperatures with their elevation tumblers? And OtterBox elevation tumblers come in 3 sizes: a 10-ouncer, a 20-ouncer, and even a 64-ounce growler.
Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at otterbox.com.
It's football season, and when you're tailgating with your friends and your family, you want the best meat on your grill. Pettigene Meats makes the best hot dogs, the Pettigene Griller, or the all-beef Franks will score. To complete that tailgate meal, Pettigene Meats has hickory smoked sausage, hot links, Polish sausage, and the best hickory smoked bacon and ham around. Available at your local retailer. And a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Pettigene Meats. Taste the difference.
We can't wait to see the Cowboys back on the field, and we can't wait to pack AT&T Stadium to watch them play. When that time comes, SeatGeek is the place to get all of your tickets. Plus, tickets to the hundreds of games, concerts, rodeos, and other live events we'll all be able to enjoy again soon. Every SeatGeek purchase is protected by a buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. SeatGeek. Let's go.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Hey, we're back. SWBC Mortgage Living Room, Frisco, Texas. Watching the game at old basketball or baggy sweats is for amateurs. If you want to relax like a pro, upgrade to the comfort of Tommy John loungewear. It looks awesome and feels even better. It's got pockets for snacks and it is machine washable for any unpredictable nacho cheese spills. Shop loungewear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 15% off your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. All right, we're back on the show. Nate Newton, Jesse Holly, Kurt Daniels, Shannon Gross. Go vote. Go vote. Now.
Definitely.
Back to the show.
Breaking news, huh?
You got some breaking news, right?
Break it. Break it, fellas.
Todd Archer, the ESPN writer here, has said that Andy Dalton will miss the game on Sunday, but not because of concussion, but rather he's been placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. So he will be out.
Smart move.
I told y'all this was the Ben DiNucci era.
Smart move by him.
And all the young guys that got a chance to play, we're going to play. But now we got another breaking news from Chris Bean that somebody else may be starting. Chris Bean, do you want to break that news or you just want to stay silent?
I'm going to stay silent.
All right, cool.
All right, Chris, thank you. You know,
Chris
he
Bean
comes on after every break. Y'all guys may want to think of it this
Am
way.
I right?
Why get rid of a guy this year when you can put money in the bank for next year?
Nate, am I right, though?
I mean, we trying to bring you into the show. You are very much right. That's why we're trying to bring you into the show because your information is valuable. Okay, what's your breaking news on the quarterback situation?
Cedric Wilson starting the game on Sunday at quarterback.
hey, Cedric Wilson was on the Cowboys Hour last night. If you want to go check that out, he was actually pretty good. So, call it cross promotion.
There you go.
Okay.
No, I mean, you just brought in a guy Cooper Rush. He knows the system. Why not?
He does.
Jerry made some
He
comments.
does. All right.
Hey,
so
man.
let's add.
Bud Dupree is number
I said Jerry
48.
made some comments about DiNucci. So, I mean, why not Cooper? Why not?
Yeah. What did he say? I got a hint of that, but I didn't read. I didn't hear the actual
I didn't get to see
quote.
the whole quote. So.
I didn't see it either. Sorry.
How smart is the Red Rocket, though? Come on. He went to TCU. The kid got some brains, man. He's like, listen, there's no need for me to go out there and devalue myself anymore with this offensive line up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no need for me to do this.
That's amazing.
There's no need for me to do this. I still got value. Someone's going to sign me next year.
I mean, if you're him, you got to be thinking, I almost got murdered against Washington, and nobody had my back.
For me.
You think I'm going to go out there against Pittsburgh with you guys that just looked at me and was like, damn, dog, that looked like that hurt, and risk my life for y'all and this 2 and whatever team? No, Ben, here you go. I'm going to go catch COVID real quick and secure my paycheck, and y'all go have at it. Like, jeez, you're right, Jesse.
The Red Rockets, it's a smart dude, man. Why would you want to strap up and go against that defense in Pittsburgh? Why would you want to do that?
TJ Watt is number 90.
He said TJ.
TJ Watt is number 90. Bud Dupree is number 48.
Oh, yeah. He'll know those numbers well by the end of the afternoon.
Yes. What would you fellas do? Would you start DiNucci, or would you go with Cooper Rush that knows the system, was your backup
DiNucci,
here for
man.
several years?
Yeah.
Let him go?
I'm going with DiNucci. I'm going with the Nooch, man. This is our future. The Nooch is going to be a guy who's going to be around. Cooper Rush is not coming back here. You cut him for a reason. You cut him because he couldn't cut it. So go ahead with the Nooch. Let the Nooch sidearm. Let the Nooch throw it around his
sling
back. Let the Nooch sling it, man. And honestly, at this point in time, you have nothing to lose.
Nothing.
In fact, you don't want to gain any more wins. You don't want to go out of your. Right now, the Cowboys are positioned to have the number 5 overall pick in the draft. Every game that you win is every game that you drop further and further and further away from having some of the top picks in the draft. There's an offensive lineman that's right there in the top 3 or 4 or 5 picks out of Oregon. I'm just saying.
Kurt, go pull up what Dak's stats were his second start, because you're already comparing DiNucci to Dak.
I'm not comparing to this.
What do we get? What are we going to get this game?
That's funny. I'll look it up for entertainment purposes only here.
And you know what? Any other year, any other year, I would say, you know what? It would be just like the Cowboys to beat the Steelers, undefeated at home. Nobody's expecting it. They would get, not. I can't even say that this year. Like, I can't even. I could not even say that with a straight face that they're gonna win this weekend. Like that.
Would you predict
scared.
50? They're gonna lose by 50.
Whenever I think they might get 50 scored on them. I mean, the Steelers ain't no joke, man. They are no joke.
Oh man. Well, DiNucci's from Pittsburgh, so maybe he'll find divine inspiration and lead us all to the promised land.
Okay. Y'all see that star in my picture? Y'all see that star in my picture? Y'all see that star? Yeah. For life, baby. For life.
Hey, Nate, I saw a picture of you.
Life.
I went to Deli Man Grill. That's the sister restaurant of Coppell Deli over in Coppell.
Sir.
And they have the big one of the big Super Bowl champion full-blown complete wall team photo. You was looking good, man. You were looking really good. Bruce Mays had hair back then. You were young,
that was
no
a
gray
toupee.
hair.
That was a toupee on Bruce. Hair club for men wasn't strong back then.
What's that?
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Is Bruce Mays still cutting people? Like is he still the Turk? Is he still going to grab you and tell you, Coach, bring your playbook?
He's retired.
He's been gone for what? Probably 5-6 years. Retired.
Oh,
probably about.
Yeah,
6
he
years
didn't make the
ago?
trans.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Nate? Didn't mean to cut you off.
You know what, man? The more y'all crack jokes about my Dallas Cowboys, the more I fall in love with them.
How did it all of a sudden become your Dallas Cowboys? Like, we all aren't lifers in this thing. Yeah, you may have been a fan for a very long time, but we all in the same boat, bro. Like, you're not in this boat by yourself. Don't try to alienate us talking about some your Dallas Cowboys and you guys keep making fun about my Dallas Cowboys. It ain't just your Dallas Cowboys. It's our Dallas Cowboys as well, okay? So don't try to alienate us and try to make yourself feel better by saying my Dallas Cowboys. It's our Cowboys too. It's an ugly baby, but it's our baby. It's all our baby.
The star. That's all I'm saying. The star.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You're saying that because of what?
Because for different players, it means different things. For me, it's a heart and soul thing. For other guys, it's a brand that, you know, to further their careers outside of football. But for me,
yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our next break. When we come back, 15 more minutes of the show. Who knows what we'll talk about? Come back and find out on Hangin.
Talk about my boy Zeke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again for Tailgating with the OtterBox Boys.
OtterBox, the company that builds wildly overprotective phone cases?
The one and only. But cases are just the start. OtterBox is the official outfitter of tailgating.
If they can keep my phone safe, what can they do for my parking lot party?
How about protecting your beverages from suboptimal drinking temperatures with their elevation tumblers? And OtterBox elevation tumblers come in 3 sizes: a 10-ouncer, a 20-ouncer, and even a 64-ounce growler.
Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at otterbox.com.
It's football season, and when you're tailgating with your friends and your family, you want the best meat on your grill. Pettigene Meats makes the best hot dogs, the Pettigene Griller, or the all-beef Franks will score. To complete that tailgate meal, Pettigene Meats has hickory smoked sausage, hot links, Polish sausage, and the best hickory smoked bacon and ham around. Available at your local retailer. And a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Pettigene Meats. Taste the difference.
We can't wait to see the Cowboys back on the field, and we can't wait to pack AT&T Stadium to watch them play. When that time comes, SeatGeek is the place to get all of your tickets. Plus, tickets to the hundreds of games, concerts, rodeos, and other live events we'll all be able to enjoy again soon. Every SeatGeek purchase is protected by a buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. SeatGeek. Let's go.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Is your family a Cowboys family? Have you taken holiday photos at the Star? Was your wedding theme blue and silver? Have you convinced your kids them is spelled with a D? If so, every game day feels like a vacation to you, so treat it like one. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Hey, Cowboys fans, what better way to spend Thanksgiving than in a private suite at AT&T Stadium with your family to watch the best game of the year and a halftime performance by Kane Brown? Head to DallasCowboys.com/hotels for a chance to win a private suite, a free night's hotel stay, and transportation to and from the game on a private Cowboys bus, all courtesy of Hotels.com. Welcome back to the SWBC Mortgage Living Room in Frisco, Texas. Shannon Gross, Nate Newton, Jesse Holly, Kurt Daniels. Fellas, make sure you text me your orders for Friday. Dunkin' Donuts wants to send us some donuts, and so I'm going to get me one of those breakfast sandwiches and eat it on the show.
I need a iced signature latte and 24 dozen of curlers. Thank you.
Nate, just text it to me. 24 dozen. That's what.
Yeah, I gotta take care of my man. I gotta take care of my man Dontario. I gotta send him a box a week for the next 24 weeks. So the next team he get on, he can do the same thing.
24 dozen. Nate's over here ordering fireworks in multiple grosses. Just send them to me, Nate. Text it to me. I'll send it to you.
I will, my brother.
Thank you, Duncan, for
man.
wanting to take care of us. We appreciate it.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing how, everybody just claims to be a Cowboy fan, and everybody ain't a Cowboy fan. That's all I'm saying.
No, come on now. We're all fans.
Yeah.
We're fans, but we're
team do well.
Fleeting.
Yeah, but we're realists. We're realists. Like, the season is what it is, right?
Come on, Shannon. You've been a realist for the last 5 or 6 years we've been doing this show. You always get your ticket to Mexico. So you've been really realistically thinking, well, I'm just going to go through this deal, but I'm getting my tickets to Mexico because that's the real deal, right?
Yeah, I wasn't even planning on going. I wasn't even planning on going to Mexico. Like, this is the one year that COVID shut it down. But I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Once the season's over and we're not playing football in January, I think I'm gonna go anyway. I think I'm gonna pack up and go. I might not come back this time.
Don't do that. No, don't do it because a couple of people went over there and caught the COVID, bro. Don't do that.
Oh, so yeah, okay.
Nah. Yeah, I'm serious. No.
Oh, man. All right, Kurt, you got some stats that you said just really don't matter, but do you want to go over them anyway?
Well, I guess. Nate asked
you don't have
stats yesterday.
You know what? Y'all don't have to go over the stats. Let me say this right here. A bad offensive line apply to everybody, and then we say, oh, man, Tony Pollard looks good. Bruh, I look good in the fourth quarter, too, when everybody done just gave it up. I look good, too. So,
like, I'm not, bruh, Nate, the one thing that doesn't pass the eye test to me was Zeke. And, like, I agree with you. The stats are kind of skewed and all that. He just doesn't appear to be able to break tackles. He's not making that first guy miss. He's not juking. He's not juking people. He's not leaping people. He's not running folks over. It's something that looks a little bit off. Now, could it be the offensive line? Absolutely, 100%. Okay. But he just looks. The eye test to me just looks a little bit off.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I'll give you some hope, Nate. Here we go. I'll give you.
No. I got hope, dog. I'm riding with. Stop. You're gonna get Kurt and get Shannon. And give yourself some hope. I'm riding with Zeke for the rest of this year. I'm riding.
Despite everything that is going on, Zeke is still top 5. He's number 5 at total yards from scrimmage in the National Football League. So despite the record, despite the abysmal offensive lines, despite the drops and the fumbles, he's still in consideration as being a top 5 from scrimmage back in the league. Alvin Kamara is way ahead of the pack at almost 1,000 yards from scrimmage. You got guys like Dalvin Cook is up there, but Zeke is number 5 on that list. I think he has like 776 yards from scrimmage. So rushing and receiving, despite everything that's going on. Lost your starting quarterback. Offensive line is banged up. You've had fumbling struggles and drop struggles, and he's still number 5 on that list. So there's still some value there for Zeke. There's still something that he has there that people can see, and it's tangible. He's number 5 in the league right now, sitting there at number 5 with some pretty productive guys in front of him who have better teams and better records.
Come on, man. We can sit up here and make.
You don't want my hope. You don't want my hope.
I don't know. No, I told you that before you started.
He said he don't need your hope, Jesse. He don't need your hope.
Tell you what, we have sat up here and made excuses for everybody that can connect to the. Oh, but the receivers can't catch it. The offensive line. Oh, the quarterback. Oh, but the offensive line. Well, you know what? Zeke been running by himself with this same offensive line that y'all make excuses for everybody else. Zeke's supposed to do this. Oh, what happened to Devin Cook this week? Well, Devin Cook got a better offensive line. Whether Devin Cook has at least a quarterback that can stand up and see, how do you like me now? We don't even have that, bro. So, I mean, you can say what you want about Zeke, but until I see the same things that is afforded to everybody else on this offensive team, the same for Zeke, because he has an off year this year, and I agree the fumbling has disturbed me, but stop it, man. Kurt, I like
his numbers have declined every year.
I like what you have sent me, Kurt. I like what you have sent me, and please send it to Zeke to inspire him on through this year. You know, and Jesse, you can send that to Zeke too. That top five.
Some metrics out there that still have the Cowboys as a top 10 run blocking unit, so there's that. But we've said in the past that Zeke needs, 25 touches a game, somewhere around there. I mean, last game he got 20, I think. I mean, do we still feel he needs 25? Does he need it even more now with the banged up?
Yeah, to get beat to death behind his, to get beat even worse behind this offensive line, and then when you do have some success running the ball, and they start pounding it up in there with Zeke and starting to have some success, then we run a triple Lindsay reverse off a diving board. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Did you just pull out the triple Lindy? Did you just pull out the triple Lindy? What'd you say?
Back to school reference.
Back to school, yeah.
Triple Lindy off the diving board. I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I love you guys, and I like that. We can come to agreement on the same thing, even though it's a disagreement. Thank you.
Well, maybe they do need to. I mean, do they need to make him a bigger part of the offense? Everybody says it's a passing league now, but we know where the shape is in quarterback. Does he need to be getting 30 touches a game plus?
You know what? Can the coach scheme up something like that? That is my question. Can the coach scheme up something? Can the offensive line coach, along with the offensive coordinator and head coach, scheme up some things? I mean, we either looking at a team that we can all agree that is not very good, or we looking at a team it's only good when Zeke get the ball and fail. So, it's great now. Zeke get the ball. It's all right that he got 8 dudes sitting in his lap. Yeah, okay. All right, come on, fellas. Be real now.
Why you get so feisty about Zeke, man?
Because you're touching my heart, baby.
You get feisty,
yeah,
man. Why do you get so feisty?
Because that's my big, thick trailer park girl.
Oh, my God.
Zeke, change your off-the-field habits. What I mean by that is change your diet a little bit. He
got your boy, right? What's your boy name? Chef Hoppy? Did he get your boy? That's Deion's chef, right? Chef Hoppy.
Close some of your cabinets off. Do what you got to do.
Well, you know what we ought to do? It's the midway point of the season. Either tomorrow or Thursday, maybe Friday, depends. We're trying to get a player interview in here this week, so we'll see if we can pull that off. One of these days this week, we ought to do our mid-year evaluations. I know we all probably are gonna have to readjust our projection.
No, I don't.
End of year record. Yes, yours was shot after the first game. So
no,
it doesn't matter.
Cowboys still winning, dog. Cowboys still winning.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah,
why something got to be wrong with me? You want to go to Mexico and catch the COVID, but I'm sitting here just talking about the Cowboys. Who is the craziest, really?
That's a good point. That's a good point, Nate. That's the best point you've made all day.
Yeah, all day.
That's the best point you've made all day. Why do you want to go to Mexico and catch the COVID?
Yeah, why
is that? That's a question that we got a minute left. Answer that question, Shannon. Why are you so in a rush to get to Mexico?
I'm not in a rush.
Running rampant.
I'm not in a rush. I'm just tired of sitting in this apartment for the last 8 months, and when the season's over, I don't have to worry about exposing my coworkers and all that to anything. I get to take a little bit of time off.
Child and a wife.
I know. The wife
and a
with
mother.
me. She's like, let's get the hell out of here.
And Miss
Let's take
Patty.
the baby. I know. I probably won't go, but in theory, I want to go lay in the sunshine and not have to worry about life, man. But I won't go. I'll talk myself out of it.
I knew something was wrong with Shannon 3 weeks ago when he saw me. Shannon screamed, and you know Shannon usually be kind of calm with his excitement. He screamed, "Nate, it's good to see you, big black sexy MM." I'm like, "Wow!" Shannon went off. I'm like, "What?" But hey, man, I think I can get a second round pick for Zeke though. It's quiet to kill.
Make it. Do that deal. Trade. Do it.
All right. That's an ender. That is an ender. Nate, thanks for being here. You big, colorful guy. You love you. Kurt,
yeah,
good
you want to call me an MF. I know you do.
Jesse, good seeing you, man. We'll be back tomorrow. Go
All
vote.
right, Jess.
Go vote. We will be back tomorrow.
Go vote. Go vote.
Cowboys
right,
offense. Steelers defense tomorrow. Could be a short show tomorrow, but we'll be here.
Insider Chris Bean.
Same time, same place. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. We will be back tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?